Okay, we're back into another power wash situation. This is the power wash universe. Now, if you hear rumbling in the background in any way, you might not, but I currently have a bit of a thunderstorm going on. There may be some loud pitter patters going on. Who knows? I'm hoping the sound of the rain will merge synergy with the sound of the sprayer. Now, today we have a couple of objectives. Okay, so objective uno, right? So we are in our career mode. I'm sticking with the career mode because I'm a career guy. Anyway, so we're going to clean a dirt bike. This is a big one. I'm a bit nervous about the playground, so we'll do the dirt bike first and then we'll move to this. Wow, really? I've got 1,000 and something pounds. Look at that. There you go. Or dollars. Well, that's probably 1,000 pounds, isn't it? I still don't know how to put my outfit on. You know? Which disturbs me. I'm going to have to investigate this. And what I mean by outfit, you may be saying, it's a spraying game. It's not about outfits. Look at all these. Like, I've got these things, right? And I want to wear them. But I don't know how to wear them. I also don't know how to see myself properly. So we will have to investigate this in the future. But the shop is relevant. It's primo relevant. And it's a reason why. This is also objective 2. Well, actually, ironically, objective 1, because that's what we're doing first. I've got money. I've got money. Look at my money. Right, 1,200. So we're going to buy some equipment. I believe we may have next gen, next issue, right? So here we are. We are currently rocking a 250 pounder, right, of the Prime Vista 1500. It's pretty solid. It's a starter gun. I feel it works really well. It's quite enjoyable. But I am wondering when I click on the next one. £900 a unit. Look at this. And the heavy duty, £2,000. We're working it. We need to get to level 40. I'm only level 15. But we've unlocked the next gen. Now here's first gen. Looking okay. But the Urban X U2, not to be confused with the band. As you can see, it's got a few extra bits. So look at it. It's just generally stronger across the board. So we're going to buy that today. Okay, so now we have the Urban X U2, a range of washers from small home units to industrial powerhouses, right? Yes, la-di-da. So the first one, here we go. I'd love a bit more information, but hey-ho. But look, ingrained and oily. These are different surface issues I've noticed that I was having issue with. So like the stubborn ones was a bit, and tough, embedded and encrusted, of course, but stubborn, again, quite stubborn. So there we go. And we were getting those little things where we were having little smears, like extra green, extra like crusty yellow, you know, that sort of flavour, if you will. So the new gun, I'm hoping it upgrades it. We're also going to have a little look at equipment. Okay, so this is the nozzle for the original one, but we are now in the next gen. So I'm hoping maybe this. What are we? Are we the herb? Yeah, we're this one, aren't we? Right. So I might buy this. What's this? Used for cleaning liquids. Used for cleaning liquids to rapidly cut through all dirt types. So a bit cheat codey, right? Shush, bird of paradise. Don't know if you could hear that. It was a seagull losing his shit. Okay, so I'm not sure about these short extensions because these go on the Prime Vista 1. Do we still need to use the early editions, or are these a waste of money? I don't know. Let's buy these cheap bits because I just want to know that I've got them. Oh, look. Own the Prime Vista 1500 and 3 of its la-di-das, which we've done. So spinning a 0-degree nozzle that increases the area of effect while maintaining maximum pressure. Sounds good. We do have enough for that. We do have enough. We don't own the 3000 model yet, so we're not going to move to that straight away. What's this? So, used for cleaning liquids to rapidly cut through all dirt. See, I'm thinking we may need one of those. I'm interested in this new nozzle. And this one improves the range while still being able to be used quite close to surfaces. So that sounds pretty good as well. That could go on to our special thing. I don't know what you reckon. What do you reckon? You know, like, should I get really in deep, right? You know, oh, that doesn't even go on. That doesn't go on my new one. Damn. Okay. This one does. Should we save the money we've got to get this one? Should we do that? No, you're right. Let's buy a nozzle. Just to experiment. I like to experiment with my nozzles, thank you, sir. So, cleaning liquid. 1 litre of glass cleaner, okay. Metal cleaner. Metal, not metal. Plastic cleaner, okay. So different stone cleaner. This might be quite useful on things like those very frustrating, what do you call it, like, you know, like that pond. Anyway, wood cleaner, multi-purpose cleaner, 1 litre. Rapidly removes all dirt from that. Let's buy one, just so we've got one. Back to the shop. Modifications, hold on. Do we have RU2? We do. Look at that, £100. But I don't know how to change the outfit skin. So we're going to have to investigate that in the future. Anyway, so let's get back to our career. Our career is all about having a good time, getting things done. So we're going to ironically clean dirt off of a dirt bike. Let's do this. Start job. Okie dokie. What's that sound? I can hear the rain in my background. I don't know if you can. Right? Okay, let's... is it tab? No, is it E? Yes. Okay, PowerWasher 2. Let's go to PowerWasher 2. Okie dokie. So, we have no extension. We've just got the stubby gun. Cleaning liquid. We don't have... what's this? This is our new nozzle. This is the Urban X U2 Turbo nozzle. I want to experiment with this nozzle. Oh, it spins. Look at that. Look at that. I wonder if that's really good for getting around like lots of little bits, like intricate details. Okay, okay. There's right, and then there we go. Look, this is actually doing quite well. The white nozzle's doing very good on these metal, flat, sort of low stick surfaces. I don't know. I feel quite positive about the white nozzle currently. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna get low down now. Low down. Okay, this is quite good. This is good. I want to get back to my right. We're in the whirly nozzle. Getting into the details. Right. There we go. Wow. Wow. There we go. Okay. Oh, I like this. This is working for me. This whirly nozzle. This is good. This reminds me of the whirly nozzle, actually, obviously, of the one we had with the Warhammer tank nozzle, which did have this kind of getting in the gaps vibe. With that, we were cleaning a cannon, which was a very dirty cannon. There we go. There we are. Lovely, lovely. Right, let's get in there. Don't be shy. Right. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's see what we're missing. Front suspension. The radiator. There we go. That's the front bit. It's hard to see. There we go. Radiator cleared. The engine just needs that little bit extra. Space to jump. Okay. Okay, what bit are we missing? Fairing. The engine and the fairings. Okay, there we go. That's that one. It's just the engine. Job done. Look at that. Now that whirly nozzle really did the job. I like that. I like that a lot. Right, escape. Escandalo. Let's leave. What? Escape. There we go. Right. Good new gun. The new sprayer definitely had its vibe about it. See, I really want to change my outfit. Yeah, very good, very good. Right, clean as an egg. You're a legend. Nothing can stop me now. Exactly. You know it, Freddy. Right, okay, those are completed. Oh wow, look at these are the jobs we've done. This was a ball ache. This was crazy doing all these bits. This was very easy. So was that. This took me an hour to do. I reviewed the thing I did yesterday. That is an hour. Right. Okay. We're gonna have to do Dinosaur Park. Okay. Dirt Finder. I've got a frankly ridiculous situation on my hands. You see. Some of the local children have been coming down with a curious and unsightly form of dermatitis, and a few fretful folk have been putting it down to the condition of the recreational facilities. It's all nonsense, of course. There's no such thing as the virus. But if we could just humour them and give them the whole thing a fire hose down, I'd be most grateful. Okie dokie, let's start this job. Right, we could earn 600 smackers from this, right, which is what we need. Okie dokie. Okay. Right, so they have... Oh, spin these doing. There we go. Oh, look at that. There we go. But yeah, very much digging this game. This game, this genre, if you like, has caught my mind, much like the... what do you call it? The... Survivors games, like Vampire Survivors. Those games, absolutely love them. Played them a lot, played them to death, seem to still be playing them. So happy days with that. I feel this new sprayer has really got a lot of jazz about it. Right, we need to get right down there now. Okay. It is a little bit under there. Can you see? There we go. There we go. Under the bench. That's it. Professional. Ooh. Well. So yeah, I'm digging this game. I'm digging it, sucker. I think this game has a lot to offer for people who are living a stressful lifestyle. I wouldn't say I was, embroiled within war, but I would say that my life is generally quite stressful. More stressful than it actually should be, in my opinion. Should, I know, is a wild statement to have, but I do believe that it's pointlessly difficult. There we go, the bright colours are coming back. Bit of a Ukrainian vibe right now. There we are. Sometimes because of the wetness, it makes me think that that it's not properly clean. There we are. Yesterday I was thinking about like what changes to this game would I like, and I thought to myself, you know what I'd really like it if there was like weather effects. I know it'd be bloody impossible to do it in the rain, and why would you be doing it in the rain because it's already raining, but I just think that would be fun just for the visuals, like having to deal with super resistant stains. Probably makes no sense for it to be raining. But I just think having bad weather would be crazy. Imagine doing it in the snow. It'd be impossible. Actually, the more I think about it now, the more stupid it sounds. But still, I think that would be quite a funny challenge to have. I want to try... How's this doing? There we go. There we go. It just doesn't cut through. I'm telling you, mate. Green nozzle is the way to go for most flooring. I think perhaps, maybe I'm wrong, but I think the white nozzle looks quite good on metal. I don't know. Because it's like the stains or the dirt isn't as bad, perhaps. There we go. Yeah. Happy days. Okay, so we'll just curl around here. You see, again, I'm telling you, it's the green nozzle is is the all-father of nozzles. There we go. Oh, I love that they've broken it into pieces. Slices of a pizza. Can you imagine if you could just toggle and hold down yellow effect? I know that would probably make the game too easy, but I like the idea. Okay, okay. The large red floor section. Ooh. There we go. I like last video I was saying, like, it would be very cool if this was like your job. Could you imagine? And you'd just be spraying it and taking your time, getting the job done properly. Although I can imagine in reality there'll be a lot of challenges with breaking your back. Can you imagine if we could solve all our problems with a power washer? That's right. Taxes. Gone. I love it. There we go. Gonna power wash every government policy that I disagree with away. There we go. That's the business. So, right, let's have a little look there. Yeah, we've got that. Yeah, it's so peaceful. It's so chill. It's so relaxing. I was fraggling out today, which is a term I use. I don't know if you know what the Fraggles are, but I think they're from Sesame Street. Or is that Muppets? I don't know where I got Fraggle from. Anyway, right. Feeling like a Muppet all day because it's Sunday. So what do people do on a Sunday? People who work 9 to 5. They worry all about Monday. So I had to have a sit down with myself, and I said, look, you need to chillax. Come on, Chris, pull yourself together. Don't be a dick. Don't ruin your day. You have to be harsh. And so I was saying to myself, you're making the idea of a Monday stressful. You're the one who's focusing your stress all on that day, making it all about being the end of the world. And really, what are you worried about? So I started thinking, it's like, oh, there's a couple of processes and things I have to do that I'm anxious about, that I do actively avoid. And then I thought to myself, right, well, what if you just got good at those processes? What would happen then? You feel less, when you weren't avoiding it, there'd be less stress. And also talking to myself about the idea of just the way I'm reacting to it, Like, I'm treating it as if it's a stressful thing. Which, in reality, I don't think it really is. I really started digging into why am I stressed about going to work on Monday, Well, obviously I'm not happy. That's fine. And so I thought, right, does being unhappy warrant all this stressing out? Like, is happiness the be-all and end-all of everything all the time? Should I always be happy, constantly 24/7, or is that a very childlike way to view the world? I don't know. So I started having that kind of conversation with myself, and I did think, do you know what? I'm making it stressful, almost as a state of being. And so I had this firm chat with myself, like a mad person would. And of course, if you want to behave like you're a completely sane person, you go ahead. But you're watching a grown man play PowerWash Simulator, so I don't know. And yeah, I was just thinking, right, okay, so I'm stressed about this. I don't actually like doing this job. I don't want to be doing it anymore. I want it to end. I dread going in. And, it's not even... part of the job is there's so much dealing with conflict, perhaps. Maybe I'm not totally averse to conflict. I just don't like it. I don't thrive off of it. And sometimes I feel like as a man, you're supposed to be thriving off of conflict, like it's the one thing that you want to do your whole life. But I'll be honest, I just would like a peaceful life. I don't want to be dealing with people who are just constantly losing their minds because they haven't taken care of their own stuff, their own adulting, right? And they can use all the excuses in the books of why they did everything wrong or why they chose not to do all the things that would have you know, the things they knew they should have done, but they didn't do anyway. You know, they can blame it all on me and the world, but I just, that conversation, just sick of it. Yeah, I don't want to have that conversation with people anymore. And I think that's a really fair thing. Like, sometimes you reach a point in a job, and you have to say to yourself, do I want to keep doing this shit? Because, like, that, and I'm swearing on purpose here, like, you know, because it really is, it really makes you feel like that. This is a very groovy dinosaur. It really makes you feel like that, and so I don't want to keep doing that anymore. You know, I don't want to keep feeling like that. And so I was like, okay, well, let's just admit it. I don't want to do this job anymore. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. My job famously has a high turnover rate. I can see why people do it for a bit and then quit. Maybe I'm the mad person. You see, what I want in my life, what I want, and I believe that what I want may be something similar to what you want. And that is, I want a peaceful life. It doesn't have to be happy. It doesn't have to always be my way. I don't have to always win the lottery. It doesn't have to be that everything is on my terms, right? But it has to be predominantly peaceful, right? So problems that I can solve where I'm not dealing with people's insane degrees of emotional outbursts. And I knew if I worked in the sector, I knew it when I saw the job. I knew it was going to stress me out. I knew I was going to get stressed with it. I took it because of the money, like anybody else does, right? I thought, right. But, you know, it's given me a lot of experience, you know, and I'm definitely going to use it to go and do a better job somewhere else, helping people who actually need help. Or perhaps here's the thing, and this was part of my thinking. What if, right, I didn't want to help people, right? What if I'm done with being the helper all the time? What if I'm done with that? What does that mean? There we go. You know? You know, so that was a big part of my thinking today, was like this almost over identification with being the helper or the healer, or the person who listens to people's bullshit, you know, or helps them get through. You know, it sounds selfish, absolutely, and it absolutely is, but you have to remember there's only so much of you that can go around. You know, you're not this invincible, I can do anything forever machine. Like, that's just not true. And so I have kind of started thinking, right, well, if I'm going to look for a new job, I have to start looking at things I would actually want to do, like, and then get my experiences, my management experience, and these sorts of things, get them all in the right place. That's all done. Right. Is that all done? There we go, that's that. But yeah, so there you go. So that was a big part of my day, and it's just like, should I be like, keep putting myself in this position where I'm basically everybody's dad, where I'm basically solving everyone's problem, right? Letting people kind of walk all over me, I suppose. This, you know, that's my own silliness. I should be more assertive at times, and, like, you know, and that's where the masculinity aspect comes in. You know, with the shaming, masculinity is a wonderful thing, but there is, like, toxic femininity. There's toxic masculinity, and, like, you know, it's just very, very. It's a very potent thing, because it's all about kind of like running yourself down, really. So toxic humanity, toxic human thinking. And I do feel that when you're spending a lot of time helping customers, claimants, however you want to call them, or whatever they may be, you know, service users, these are like titles of people of all the jobs I've had, or different types of jobs I've had, like from government to health to, you know, the usual stuff. All caring roles, really. Not caring in the sense of like a care, although I was a carer in a dementia ward for a short stint, which was so stressful, you would not believe it. So any of you who undervalue people who care for people for a living, you are a clown, because it is such a hard job. You do not understand just how difficult it is to be a carer sometimes, to be honest. Being bitten and hit and all this stuff. So I don't want to do these sorts of jobs, that's what I'm saying. I want to do something where it's fun. Now, my dream, of course, if I choose to accept it, which seems to be the problem, is the, there we go, lovely. There we go. My dream, obviously, I say obviously, how would you know? My dream is to become a writer and an artist and these sorts of things. I'm very, very, very well aware of the absurdity of the idea. But it's something I really want to do. I've written 10 plus novels and all these sorts of things, and that's something I just want to do. But the problem is I'm a coward, you know. I don't promote my own work sometimes, and quite a lot of the time, and it's, yeah, you know, you can run yourself down with that sort of thing. But so that's why I want a job that's more peaceful, I guess, because that's the thing. I'm finding that this stressful role I'm doing is really detracting from my ability to be creative. Now, I'm creative anyway. I write in my novel anyway. Every day I write 1,000 words anyway. There's no doubt. There's no if, buts, and coconuts, right? None of that business. I do it every single day. I make no excuses. I don't allow my frustration with life to affect my ability to fulfill my dreams. I spent a lot of my life letting it, so obviously I've created this policy of no bullshit from my own self thing. And therein lies the challenge when you start growing and developing yourself. Perhaps maybe I need to grow myself more, develop myself more, I don't know, but I find myself quite perpetually frustrated with people who don't do that, with people who are quite happy to destroy their own lives or not take action. There we go. Look at that. So I need, like I say, I need work, as they say, where I'm feeling peaceful. I'm also highly conscious of artificial intelligence taking over roles. I'm, you know, so for example, with like where I help people, you know, with certain mentality and things like that. I find what's really worrying about that is I can see, because I've been replaced by a robot in several careers. This is the problem with my whole working life, is I've started doing really well, and then then it's been replaced and automated, so I moved to something else. That happened to me with being a cinema projectionist, and then I got replaced by a robot, and then I had to move on. And so I'm very aware, because I've been watching these videos of people thinking AI has a soul, and like they clearly don't understand how these AI work. Like, it hasn't got a soul, it's just a machine, and that's getting really, really good at talking to you, and it can create its own identity. Why is that out of the remits of a machine? I've played computer games where they do create their own identity. That does happen. Anyway, I'm not here to debate that, whether AI's got a soul or not. The point is that like AI is starting to get good enough where you can talk to people, use the right lingo, and these sorts of things to evoke emotional and psychological responses, right? And so this, you know, AI, I personally, I really do believe that AI will become a counselor. I feel that's one of the jobs AI is going to be able to do. Whether humans accept it, I don't know. But with the worrying lengths, oops, I've already cleaned it. With the worrying lengths of waiting times to get help and these sorts of things, people may turn to artificial intelligence for answers when they can't find a human, right? I do think that's going to happen, and I do think that like jobs where I'm supporting people with their mental health and other things like that, I do believe I will be phased out. They won't need me anymore, and dealing with the public in general can be automated. I've seen these AI bots become smarter and smarter, more smart increasingly smarter every flipping day. Sometimes it feels. So I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. Obviously, I don't want to be replaced again by a machine. But yeah, and this is why I guess this is why I'm quite frustrated with my job, because the thing is, I can feel the replacement coming. My job is already introducing AI to make my job easier, right? That's like, and so I've always had this this policy is that the easier your job, the closer your replacement is coming, right? It's probably not always true, but I do feel it's majority true. Oh, that's a satisfying bit, wasn't it? So I am concerned that I'll be replaced by AI, like everybody else. I'm not like a special fairy in this situation. You know, it's everybody's kind of like in this thing. You know, everybody who's working, that is. And yeah, you know, that's a thing. But yeah, you know, so I feel like I've got to make some moves. I've got to make moves to improve my chances. You know, I don't expect to become a YouTube international superseller anytime soon. You know, so like I really should probably I should either do a React channel where I steal people's content and then profit from it, or or sell my body, which would probably not get a lot of money. Um, just like, nope, not gonna happen. There's no woman on the planet would even take it for free. Can you imagine like trying to charge for it? It's just like read the room. But yeah, you know, it's so difficult. I don't want to get replaced. I don't want to get phased out. I'm happy with my job. Like, you know, my status quo. I'm happy with my status quo. Is what I mean, right? It's safe enough. My status quo. They've really got these tic-tac-toes down to an art form. This is a very satisfying one to spray. So yeah, so my plan to basically not end up being replaced by AI is to start thinking about how can I be valuable to people? Like, how am I going to be valuable this time around? What's the next value that I do before I get replaced again? Like, you know, ultimately, I think maybe a lot of humans are going to be facing this deal where you're going to retrain and then you're going to have to try again. You know, and I know you might think there's no way that they're going to like replace counselors or whatever it is, like with AI. That is preposterous. And I've heard that. I've heard people say that before. That's fine. But I do think that AI can be currently they can work it towards being a stand-in for when there isn't a counsellor, or a psychiatrist or whatever it is. And eventually they will have AI medical personnel, and they will they will do a great job. I mean, there will be AI doctors, robot doctors. You know, the AI will use the robotic machinery that will perform the operations, a bit like in Prometheus film or other things like that. I do think that's the way. Like, you know, soon you won't be. There'll be no point. Nobody's training to become a doctor anymore. I think that's a reality. Maybe a bit far off at the moment, but there's that. But I do think with the counselling, and I only say this because I've heard some of my clients say, what's this? Mayor Jeff Jefferson, the eighth. Howdy, Dirt Finder. Put everything on hold. My golf buggy's soiled. Would like you to have a look at. You want me to look at your soiled buggy? Doc gave your details to a colleague who needs a hand with her new place in the suburbs. Okay. Am I Doc to clean it? Ooh. Oh, easy win. Let's get an easy win. So yeah, so I have seen AI encroaching slowly. And everybody where I work at the moment are like, no, that's not going to happen. That's ridiculous. That's not, they need people to deal with people, and I'm like, yeah, you say this, but I'm literally seeing clients actually get support from AI when they're in their really intense emotional state. And is it right? Is it right? Does it make sense? Should people do it? That's not my job to tell you. I'm just saying that they are. And there you go. This is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying. So, and that's the thing. And I think that's why I'm stressed at work. Because I've been replaced before. I know what it looks like. I know what's going to happen. Right? You know, I've seen this. I've seen it before. It's been done to me several times. You know, and so I don't want to be in this position where I'm like, you know, the victim. And like, and like people where I've, you know, they've oh, hang on. Oh, damn. Yeah, very good. Anyway. Ooh. Oh, it's a bit like my artwork now. There we go. Yeah, and you know, you could fall into that category of being depressed about it and all that stuff, but I just want to be ready, you know. I want to be prepared for a future that possibly isn't interested in preparing for me, you know. And I think that, you know, that's smart. That is something I would tell someone else to do, you know. And I think we all have to, you know, we all have to be ready for that inevitable change where that's what's happening. Right, okay. So, yeah, let's do the butt of this thing. Oh, let's do whirly nozzle. Quite like whirly nozzle. It really gets into those stubborn spots. Yeah, it really does cut through, doesn't it? So yeah, so I think my anxiety about work is down to me feeling like I'm going to be replaced perhaps in the next year, couple of years. And so going to work feels a bit kind of like, oh, well, what's the point? Because I'm going to get replaced again. I'm always getting replaced by machines. Like, you know, like everything I do is not worth anything. It's not worth the time. I'm always this cog to be replaced, which is just the nature of life. Obviously, we are replaceable entities to like the corporate and governmental masses. They do see us as replaceable. It's not, you know, I don't think that's right, but that is the truth. So preparing myself for a new future, and the idea, I don't think that's the thing. It's just like, I think maybe that's what I was so why I keep getting anxious and I can't place why. It's because I'm feeling powerless again. You know, I'm feeling like, oh my god, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get let go again, and then I've got all these bills I have to pay, and they won't seem to do anything about the cost of living. They're not interested in doing anything about that. They're more interested in other things, you know, and like fighting wars that I've got that I've had like nothing to do with. Apparently, I've got to pay for that. And they understand everything is interacts with each other, and so you know, funding, like like in the Ukraine, for example. I understand this will have a knock-on effect on my life if we just let it be and it falls apart. And I understand the long term of it, of the investment. I guess that's sensible if that's the lens to see it through. But my point is like it's just like it always feels like you're like the last on the list, the last concern. It's everybody else, everybody who's like not a member of your nation have more priority than you, so they're more worried about what's happening abroad, and then people come here from abroad and then they're more important than you, which wouldn't be as big a problem if everything else wasn't more important than you. You know, it's kind of like you know how like you take someone for granted. It's kind of like that vibe, you know. I guess that's what it feels like. You know, this isn't really an anti-immigration rant or anything. It's just about the idea of the feeling of a human being in their environment, in their society. And that's really what that's about. But yeah, I don't know. So that is why I guess I'm anxious at work, is because I feel replaceable. I feel like being replaced is not an impossibility, and that it's not a million miles away, and that I should be prepared for it. You know. But yeah. Oh, I'm getting rid of my circles. Do you know somebody could draw a penis in this dirt and nobody would know? That's right. It could happen. And it would be inappropriate because of the location. That's right. I said it. Hey! So yeah, what am I going to do? I need to find a new job, a new place, that sort of thing. I also need to socialise more. Like, need, must, need to work out more, need to eat better, need to do better. Constantly. See, this is the thing. I have a beef, if you like, with self-improvement. Because self-improvement doesn't have to be, but ultimately says you're not enough. And so when you get into the self-improvement gig, right, you know, and you're thinking, this is something I found, just like, even in the goddamn roles that I do, like, you know, of encouraging people to improve their lives, you know, improve their health, that sort of thing, being in a health related thing. It's all about that, you know, improving yourself. And if somebody was telling me, oh, right, so you need to get this, you need to do this, it's all about like how you're not enough. Do you know what I mean? It's no wonder why people's backs get up. How was this dinosaur not done? Right. But yeah, you know, so that's my thinking today. It's like, hey, Stegosaurus. I don't want to be trapped. I don't want to be trapped in this thinking and being like, why am I stressed? I don't know why I'm stressed. I'm stressed because I know that I'm replaceable. I know that the time of my replacement could be a couple of years away. I know that that's coming. I'm also incredibly just dissatisfied with my role. Like, work satisfaction. Like, not that you should always be satisfied, but like, you know, that you should always be sated. You know, like some kind of acolyte of Dionysus. It's not like that. You know, it's just work, right? But perpetually feeling like everything you do is kind of a waste of time. Nothing's really going to change. You know, people don't want to help themselves. Sometimes they're good people. Sometimes they're just man babies. You know, like you know. But yeah, you know. Need a new role, new job, new life, I suppose, for myself. I guess I'm doing a self-improvement thing again here. Um, I am enough as I am, but I just don't. I just don't want to do this job anymore. And so that's the plan. That's the plan. I also really would love. I really would love to live somewhere new. Like you know, like York in England. Now that's a really lovely looking place to live. It's probably not as nice in reality because it's a student town, and students do tend to drag places down. Not necessarily because of them, but because the way the authorities, for example, will pander to students to make the most money, which makes sense. But it's always at the cost of the environment. Not a fan of that. Is it me, or is this bloody taking forever? This is like a really complex bastard. We're going to have to get in there, you know. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to focus floor. Right, methodical floor business. I know I'm doing the wood. Right, let's focus on the floor. Let's go, let's go. Oh my god. I like that it, you know, you don't have to get literally every pixel of dirt done, because that is exhausting. Oh my god. Itchy eyebrow. It was an emergency. It had to happen. It had to happen. So yeah. Also, like, another thing I've been looking at is like what to do with my own artwork. You know, I know it's not great. I know it's not super valuable to people. You know, and you have to make your creativity valuable to others. You know, you can't just expect it. Oh. But yeah, looking at that, like I was thinking, right, okay, so I'm writing these novels, and you know the thing is, I want a person to edit my novel, right? Do the grammar checking, you know, a bit of spell check, I suppose, but particularly like overviewing the narrative, like plot holes, that sort of thing. Someone to go through it, where like because I've gone through it several times, and I can't see. I mean, I can see, like every time I go through it, I'm like, oh, I could change this, oh, I could change that, and then I end up in this kind of perpetual situation of trying to change everything constantly, which isn't ideal. But yeah, anyway. Oh my god. Amazingly satisfying game. If you haven't bought this game already, I think you should go and buy it. If you've got a PC, right? I don't know, it might be on PlayStation as well. But if you've got a machine, a gaming machine that can actually play this, and you like the idea of doing this satisfying thing, I would say go for it. Go crazy, go to town, don't hold yourself back. Um, it's very good. I've already had my money's worth out of it, you know, like in all fairness. And I've really only just started it. Pretty impressive, pretty impressive. But I do like simulation games, and I keep trying to think, like, why am I interested in a simulation game? Like, what's this? Is this an extraordinary Dr. PowerWash? We've got details from Cal. We've got a dirty old house that needs some TLC. Okay, oh, another person, park warden. I still wonder why they use this fancy pants shock absorbing rubber compound for the playground flooring. Yeah, exactly, that's what I want to know. Ooh! Oh my goodness, I can hear thunder through my headset, so I don't know if you can hear it. But we've had like some extreme heat, man. I mean, I say extreme heat for Britain, right? And it has been very sweaty, right? Very, very sweaty. But you know, this is it. Like getting your creativity out in front of people comes with a few caveats, if you like, a few challenges. You see, there's one doing it, which okay, right, getting it out there, getting people to see it. Yep, okay, sure. That's one issue. The other issue, it's actually the confidence, you know. Because I don't have a lot of confidence. I'll be honest. I don't have a lot of confidence, and that I know that's a ridiculous thing for a man to say, but I don't have a lot of confidence. Although I do feel it's pretty much universal, irrelevant of the genders. But you know, like with my creativity, I know that my writing needs editing. I know there's errors in it, and yeah, and I wanted to get like I was saying before my brain tripped. I want to get like an actual person to look at it. I don't want to pay AI, but AI is can do it for a lot cheaper, which is very ironic considering the conversation we've just had between the two of us. It's like, oh okay, so therein lies the funny part of it, isn't it? But like real people, they charge a lot of money. You know, they do charge a lot of money, and their services are worth it. But sometimes you can't afford it. Right. You know, like I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I asked this person to edit the novel for me. They saw how many pages. They saw what it was about. We went through a little bit of it, and I paid her some money to look into it and start reviewing it. That's not even doing the bloody editing. Um, it's not a huge amount. It's like 50 quid, but to me, it's like 50 quid for her to not actually do it. But anyway, whatever. Right, and so yeah, you know that's a lot of money, and then she was saying, oh, it's actually it could be about, you know, somewhere between 500 to £1,000, like considering the amount of time she's going to spend doing it, and it absolutely makes sense. You think like, why should she work for below minimum wage of it? But I don't have £1,000 to put on a novel to get it edited by a person. You know, which is why I keep trying. It's why with my jobs, I keep getting jobs with more and more money every time I go for them. You know, so I can pay more money to actually do my creativity, and like get the help I need with it. But yeah, so like, so, oh my god, like, you know, I've got like around 10 something novels. So okay, so it could cost me 10 grand to get my novels edited, of which there is almost zero chance anyone's going to read them. You know, well, not zero, but do you know what I mean? It's like, because then you got to pay for the promotion. Um, you know, that sort of thing. You could get an agent, but again, it's even more money. And it just gets to a point where you're like, well, I can't actually afford to do that anymore. So that is why I'm hypocritically looking at artificial intelligence to help me with editing a novel. Um, I saw one called Squibble. I thought maybe, but I'm hesitant to pull the trigger on it. As you imagine, that's a running theme in my self destruction of holding myself back. I'm not hardcore. Like, you know, I give myself bad days. I'm allowed to feel bad about things. I don't refuse myself self-reflection or frustration. I'm allowed to feel frustrated. I just don't like it when I don't know why. But yeah, so I want to get that done. I probably need to create a website where my artwork's there, and my writing all together. Oh my goodness. I just think it's crazy that I can hear the thunder going on through my headset. But everything's sunny in the game. But yeah, it's all good. It's all gravy. It's all gravy. You know, I'm talking to a lady at the moment. She's really nice. She's quirky. She's actually quite an oddball like me, so that's quite nice. I don't expect anything to happen of it. I don't know. I sometimes think to myself, so I have that not derogatory, or self-deprecating, that's it, attitude towards myself of like, why would she be interested in me? You know, that sort of thing. I appreciate that I've had some tough times, and I have been put down, you could say, a few times. You know, by people that I love and trust, and didn't expect that to be said, let alone happen. But you know, these are things that happen to people. That's fine. It's all part of the tapestry of evolving. But yeah, I think to myself, you know, would she be interested in me? She really? Am I just a placeholder until somebody better comes along? I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Well, I better make the most of it while I'm here. And I think that's such a sad way to see it. Such a sad way. You know, I'm seeing it like that. She's not making me feel like that. She's not saying things to do that. Nothing to do with her. That's just my own madness. And then, of course, on top of that, you think to yourself, right, well, if that's how I'm thinking, then maybe I'm not ready for a relationship, you know? Because that's, you know, that's not a good way to think. Why would you want to drag... Why would a nice lady want a guy who has negative thoughts here and there, you know? Right, we're closing in on the job at hand, people. This red floor is really winding me up. Right, we need to find where this red floor is dirtied. I bet it's in the huts. I bet it's in the huts. It's in the Jabba the Huts, isn't it? But yeah, oh my god, you know. So I do run myself down a lot, and I'm aware of it. I'm quite aware. I'm quite smart actually. Like I'm aware of my insecurities and how I use them to hold myself back, and that sort of thing. And I do work with it quite often to try and improve myself. You know, and by improve myself, I mean not that I'm deficient in anything, but more that I'm, you know, ineffectively. I'm treating myself poorly. I do kind of equate like negative thoughts to self harm. I call it in my mind. I call it soft core self harm or soft tech. A bit like, you know, the soft sciences. You know, coding, whatever, versus engineering, whatever. Anyway, right? Hey, we got slow, steady, persistent. There we go. Right, good. God, there's so much. This one is a big project, isn't it? This is a big project. It's beefy. It's a beefy boy. It really is. Trying to get through all of this. Here we go. Nozzle twist. Twist of the noz. Okay. Okay. Right, we need to get up there, don't we? Is that done? That's done. I think I've done it that side. Maybe it's on this side. There we go. I think they're all done. Oh, that thunder. Pretty tropical. But yeah, you know, so you have to remember, no, there's no cavalry, no, there's nobody coming to save you, right? For most of us, this is something I've learnt from working in like mental health stuff, is huge amounts of people, more people than you think, have no friends. The family connections they have are fair weather, effectively, meaning very light on the ground. Like, they're not actually family, they're just family in name. So there's a lot of people with that, and yeah, they're there for Christmases and that sort of thing, which is lovely, but it isn't necessarily because you're there with strangers and these things, and you feel awkward and you don't like going and you don't want to go because these people don't even think about you. So many people are lonely. You'd be surprised how many people are, and people you think wouldn't be lonely as well. Very attractive women, for example, can be extremely lonely. Same with attractive dudes. Um, and it's like people do actually have a psychological issue with feeling sorry for attractive people. I understand. I feel like that. I'm like, boo-hoo. You're attractive. You could literally go and get somebody tonight if you wanted. But that's not what they want. They want an actual real connection. And actually, even with the looks, you can't just suddenly get that interaction. So, up the slide. So they get very depressed. So many people do. Depressed is probably not the exact word, but it gives you the flavour of my point. Sorry, that's a rather dirty statement. But it's just a funny thing. Like mental health of people in general is very low because I see it every day, and maybe that's another reason why I don't like my job. Is like, in the end, there's only so much negativity you want to deal with. This is why parents get exhausted with like depressed kids. Their kids are like really bad off mental health wise, and sometimes the parents are just like, oh my word, I just can't take it, and I feel guilty for it. I feel guilty that I'm kind of angry that my kids like this. And I have those conversations. I see a lot of the old situations with that, but yeah, it's pretty wild. And this is why I'm talking about peacefulness. Because I've found when I talk to people who are really not in a good place, peaceful. This is what helps. This is that's the money. That's the thing you're after. That peaceful space could be a man cave, or lady cave, whatever it may be. It's all about having your private, safe space, having time on your own, away from others, where like expectations, all the crap that you don't actually really want to deal with, that you can turn it off, and that's really, really, really freaking important. And then, of course, social interaction is very important as well. It's getting that balance. But so many people are lonely, like I was saying. I mean, oh my word, like, you talk to people, you think, oh right, I've spoken to a guy who is fit as fuck. I mean, he's so muscular. He's very, very good looking. He's basically a male model. I'm absolutely jealous. He's super tall. He could literally get a girlfriend same night, kind of like the male equivalent of like what most average and up women are experience, right? He can literally just go out and get somebody. But he wants meaningful connection. He wants a best friend, I suppose. I suppose he's on that kind of Disneyland Kool-Aid, but like he really wants real human connection, and it's just not readily available. Like he's a trophy, he's an object, and to be honest, when I hear it, like, the negative part of me is like, boo-hoo, cry me a river. Oh, you get treated like an object by women. That's like the one thing I would love to have, right? But really, it's a funny thing. Like, there's no, a guy was calling it third spaces. You got work, you got home, and then you have like, you used to have men's and women's clubs and things like that, right? Other places people will go to meet, like in the Mediterranean, for example, like part of my lineage is in Spain, like Basque area. So over there, you would have those those spaces where you would be able to just go and socialize, and oh my word, you know, massive effect on your mental health, because you can, as you imagine it, you talk to people, you talk to a lot of different people. It actually keeps your talking to people skills a lot sharper, which improves so many things. Like you know, like you get these entrepreneurs, right? You know, like, but if you don't have the social skills, being an entrepreneur does have more challenges than you would like. Ooh. Right. This is quite difficult. I probably got the wrong spray for this, haven't I? But yeah. So, key objectives today, people. We need to find some socializing. We need to. We've got to socialize ourselves. We've got to take ourselves for a walk. I'm sorry if I said the word walk and your dog went crazy. It's got to be done. Got to be done. We've got to do it. We've got to save ourselves. And that is, I guess that's the theme of my day today. Saving myself. No one's coming to do it. Nobody like cares. Nobody's interested in actually putting themselves out to help me. It's all on me, you know. Cresoti or whatever is the fungal cheap. Just an absolute joy to pour. Admittedly, what are they talking about? Ingested some swings and roundabouts. Yeah, well, you know, I've ingested a swing and a roundabout before, and it really didn't work out. But yeah. Oh, I like this. This is a good bit, guys. This is a good bit. Top quality. Top shelf. Lovely stuff. Don't know how I'm going to get up there. Part of the puzzle, I guess. Yeah, all about today. Today for me, and I suggest for you, is today is about saving yourself, right? Realizing that you're worth the effort, that you're allowed to fail, but you're also allowed to succeed. You know, this is the thing. This is the thing. Ooh. Also, you probably should go and buy this PowerWash again. I'd probably put a link in the description of this video for you to go to Steam, but you could just go to Steam, buy it. It's not an affiliate link. No gaming company would give a damn about my channel to give me affiliate links, but this is just a hobby, obviously. But like, you know, the thing is, right, is games like this enable you to kind of decompress. Gives you a really nice, it gives you a really nice decompression time. Do you know what I'm very grateful for in this game, right? Is that you can't traipse through the mud, right? And it doesn't have the old rule of start from the top downwards. You can clean the bottom and go up, because it doesn't drip down, you know? Can you imagine if I cleaned all of this and then started cleaning up here, and then it all dripped over the top of everything I cleaned? Oh, have professional cleaners turning in their not quite yet graves. Ooh. This part could have done with some words on the play park. Yeah. Maybe they're dirty on the other side. So dirty. Well, well, well. That's it, that's it. Crashing thunder. Ooh. Really blasting the scum off today. Is that heavy rain? Oh, it is. It's heavy rain. Purple rain, perhaps. I don't think Ribena are in the rain game. Purple rain. Right. Oh, the power of yellow nozzle. Pretty impressive. Has to be said. Right, I feel like I've got most of what I'm going to get here. Ooh. R twist. Right. Don't do this in real life. Right. Here we go. Ooh. Very professional. Always remember, when ascending a ladder, particularly when you're going to the top of the ladder, have somebody at the bottom to foot the ladder. Makes a big difference, particularly to your own safety. We are having a mental thunderstorm. Crashing thunder. It's actually pretty marvellous. Here we go, getting the main bit. Ooh, sunny side up. I think we have to go to the outside. I'm on it. No, I'm not. Okay, well I was partially on it. Okay. God, there's been so many bits. I feel like such an amateur today. There we go, there we go. But yeah, it's crazy, I tell you. You know, like when you're trying to date nowadays, absolutely feral. It's like you're dealing with the anti-people. Like they don't want to be your friend. They don't want to talk to you. You know, I took a girl on a date, right? And you won't believe me, and I understand you won't believe me because it sounds preposterous considering how gorgeous I am. But this is what happened to me, right? So I take her for a date, and we go to this. It's not a fancy it's not a cafe. It's a bit like a restaurant, right? It's a pub, right? So if you don't know what a pub is, it's where they sell alcohol, but they also sell like pub lunch foods. And I thought it was really nice, quaint place, garden, all that business, right? And we're sitting in the garden, we're having burgers and chips. You know, I've paid for it, absolutely bloody everything. I paid for her to get there and all this stuff. I feel like an idiot now if I haven't done that, but let's just ignore the fact that I may have been a bit of an idiot, right? And we'll just move on, right? And so I did all that, and I was talking to her about stuff that, like in her profile, she said she's into gaming, right? Careful with that because sometimes what they mean by gaming is a phone game. Anyway, so basically, she was present on her phone for most of the what felt like an appointment. And like, I'm just sitting there trying to make conversation with her, like, you know, she liked me, she wanted to talk to me, right? And there we are, there we have it. It's all like, okay, so that's nice, yeah, la-di-da, like really short, not yes or no answers. No, she wasn't that bad, but she was practically there, practically at yes or no answers. Oh, that's good. I don't know about you, but I get a real like, ooh, like happy dopamine hit when it flashes. So yeah, you know, so she was just on her phone for the whole goddamn thing, and I was just like, who does this? Apparently, people in the modern dating world do, but I couldn't believe it. I thought it was outrageous. I was like, I wouldn't do that to somebody. Like, even if I didn't like them, like I would see the date out, I'd talk to them, have a conversation. Like, you never know, this person might actually turn out to be quite interesting. Give it a go. And like, she wanted to date me, you know, like, well, she wanted me to go on a date. I didn't even flip and ask her. But, you know, there I am. I'm thinking, oh, she's asked me. Oh, she must be interested if she's gone out of her way to, like, ask me, you know. Because like, women generally don't make a move on a guy. They want the guy to make the move, right? You know, it's just the way it is. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that is my experience entirely of women in dating. Is they generally want you to do all of the work on the asking someone out and planning anything and whatnots, right? Which, to be honest, is not a problem for me. I like planning and doing stuff. It's kind of a strong point. And I also quite like having the power over determining what we do. Right. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. She's just there on her phone for the whole goddamn date. And at the end of it, she'd eaten her dinner. She was still on her phone. And she was like laughing at something. I don't know what she was laughing at. And then I said, oh, well, what's so funny? You know, and she's just, oh, it doesn't matter. I was just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Fine. And then I was just like, okay. And I did a dick thing. And I know it's a dick thing. And, like, you know, because of, like, the protocol of dating. But I didn't pay. I just left. And I'd do it again, I tell you. I'd do it again. I'd do it again. You know, that was it. I mean, that's a bit of a lie. I did pay. I paid for my half. I wasn't that evil, right? I wasn't that alpha, right? I did pay for my half, but that's what I said to the person when I went there. And the woman working on the bar, she was just like, I think she'd been watching it or something like that. Because she asked me, "Are you all right?" Which nothing makes you feel not all right more than when someone says, "Are you all right?" Because they're like, Jesus, you know. But yeah, there you go. Dating is tricky, my love. Right, okay. Let's get this. Oh, no. Okay. Hey, there we go. Right, up here. Excellent. Up we go. I wonder how white nozzle fares. It doesn't fare too bad. I think I'm underestimating white nozzle. I think I am. I think I'm getting like an idea in my head that white nozzle is not good, right? But white nozzle is actually pretty solid, and it's got a big area of effect. I'm actually living the myth of white nozzle, and it's actually a good nozzle. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, that's my foray into dating, and like recently, you know, it's just I just don't get it. I don't get it why people are treating each other so badly. But I mean, not all people. You know. Hey! Oh wow, I'm on top of it. Wow, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, jeez. So if you're out there dating and you are an average-looking person or below, like myself, you will experience this situation of bizarre dates. It's not like the old days, right? So just so you know, in case you're thinking about divorcing your wife and thinking, oh, I'm going to get this new younger model and it's going to be amazing, right? I want you to just remember, right? I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying that it won't go well for you. You know, I'm just saying that the market is not the same as it was 20 years ago. Um, believe me. Oh my god. But yeah, quite wild, quite wild. Okay. Can wipe. Oh, that was jump, wasn't it? That was a jump. Okay, it's not quite getting there, is it? Green is actually very good. I was a big fan of yellow, but now yellow nozzle. But I think green nozzle's really like hammering it home about the AOE, the area of effect, of the cleaning situation. Come on, man. That's got to be enough. Maybe it's like on the outside here. There we go. No fall damage. Right, okay. Can that reach? Does that reach? Yellow's doing quite well. I'll be honest. Yellow's got some range on it. Maybe I need a more of a ranged... That's why we need the ranged nozzle. There we go. Wow, this floor is actually quite dirty. Ooh. Did I do such a bad job upstairs? Oh, right, I was going to say. Right, okay. Right, well, we're 93% through. There we go. Oh, no. That's right. Some good range on this. I mean, there should be. It's like, it's a direct torrent, isn't it? But... Okay. These bits definitely need work. Okay. Oh! Maybe it's splashing in the area as well. I don't know. Hmm. Oh, okay, hang on. Got it. Okay. Okay, let's do a bit of this. Yeah, sorry guys, this one's taking ages, isn't it? But you know, it's really nice. It's really nice. Like, it's a nice, I know people won't watch this video, but like, you know, unnecessarily, at least not for a while, until the channel grows. But like, do you know something? I really quite like having a soft, conversational video. None of this, it's coming this way, and like getting freaked out, you know, where I'm panicking because things are changing too quickly on the screen. It's all just a really nice pace. I like that. This is why I'm recommending to you, like, to go get a game like this, because I tell you, you know, like, I know it makes no sense. Why would you buy a game about work, right, after work? But it's it's where like I feel like in my job, there's no satisfaction in the sense of a job completed. Like nobody ever seems to just get their shit together, right? Which, you know, obviously, boo-hoo, yes, people are people. We all have difficulties. Yes, absolutely, 100%, right? Um, you know, I'm not disputing that. But there is something to be said about a job that can be completed. Perfect conditions as well. Everything's perfect conditions here. Right, yeah, you're right. Let's do in here. Um, does white nozzle compete? Let's have a look. I think if you slowly use it, I think white nozzle can really make a statement. Yeah. I did read this thing of a guy, right? And he learned how to spray vehicles. So he was paint. You know, was it you know, painting vehicles like bikes and cars and stuff. Anyway, he gets headhunted by this random honcho that lives in Canada, and the guy says to him, he says, "Look, I need somebody to paint planes. Do you think you'd be happy to learn and move here, do it?" Obviously, he's got no goddamn success in the dating market like myself, and he says to him, "Well, I've got nothing waiting for me here. Yeah, sure, let's go to Canada." Anyway, the place in Canada is this absolute remote bullshit place. It's like, you know, it's frontiersmanship kind of vibes, right? But the bloody government, do you know what they do? They give them a house. They've got these houses just sitting there, like not filled. So they're like, right, we've got to get people in houses anyway. So they give him a freaking house. I mean, he's not even paying for the house. There's not even like, oh, like, you know, we'll do, you know, like in the UK, we'll cover 5% of it, and then you've just got to find the other 358 grand. None of that business. Here's a house, right? You can have this house as long as you stay here for X amount of years, right? Not a massive amount. I think it's something like 5 years, he was saying, right? And so I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. Anywho, so he goes over to this goddamn place, and he's having a great time. He really is. And he gets there, and the job is obviously quite big because he's painting planes, but he's actually making a lot more money than he thought. He didn't even really read the bloody thing saying how much he'd make. So he's basically making something like, like, I don't know, maybe, I can't remember exactly. I just remember being astonished. I think it was like 60 grand or something like that. 60, 80 grand. Like, you know, like crazy money for what he was doing. It felt anyway. Although I do appreciate it as a profession. And he does that. He's got his own house. The place has shops there and all this stuff. And there's pictures of the place, you know, and it's just like, there's like, what do you call it? Like, you've got coffee shops, it's got like supermarkets, it's got all the stuff. It's just not glitz and glam. It's just it's just a place that people live, you know, aka not Hollywood. And yeah, you know, he's having a whale of a time. And I thought to myself, good gravy. I mean, like, what a win. And then you hear about how how he's met this person there, this lady, and you just think, okay, well, of course she likes him. He's got a bloody good job, hasn't he? And, you know, and he's nice. You know, he's probably nothing to, you know, I wouldn't say he was mega attractive, but I just thought that was a crazy event for someone in their life to have that happen. You know, absolute shocker. What a win. What a win. I don't begrudge him because, you know, I know a lot of people like to begrudge winners, like, or people who win things, and I understand that because, you know, life's shit sometimes, so it's easy just to be angry at other people. But what a thing. What a thing for him. What a thing to happen. Go. Right, we're 97% people. No, that's all good. Got him. Right. But yeah, that's kind of like, to me, that's like winning the real lottery. Where like your skills are valuable, people want you, they bring you on board, they kind of bend over backwards a little bit to encourage you to be there, which is just a nice feeling. Okay. Definitely not very fast at cleaning these places. I'm cleaning things that are already cleaned as well. That's probably not ideal. Right, we're looking for... Okay. This climbing bar's not clean. I knew this climb bar would be a problem. Got it. Alright. Okay. Got it. Got it. Right, we're hunting. What's this? Lower trim. Got it. Stools, good. Ooh. Oh, got it. That's it. That's another one. Okay, the roof there is a thing we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to deal with it. That's what it is. Right, dinosaur is done. I think that's all done. I wish there was like a system where you could kind of map it out slightly. Where it's, you know, like maybe highlight, whoops, where you could do, where you could like potentially, where you could actually highlight like all the areas, like you could use a token or something to like spot the top whatevers. Whew. Yeah, look, these stubborn molds. I wonder if you could power wash somebody to death. I wonder if that's possible. Could you imagine? It must be possible. Imagine that on your tombstone. Power wash to death. Here lies Bernard Eduardo. Power washed to death in his young 20s. Mouthy bastard. Probably deserved it. Won't be missed. Amen. Something like that. Along those lines. That would be pretty wild. That would be pretty wild. Ooh. Right, that's it. Oh, come on. We've got to be spanking it to the next level by now. And I've fallen off. I'm always falling off. I think it's something to do with dyspraxia. Right, so I'm feeling good. I feel like we've nearly done this. Once we've done this place, we've done the video. We've won the video. We got through as a team, as a duo, which is French for two people. Don't ask me, ask Macron. I imagine he's got a reasonable grasp of French. You know, at least at light level. Mind you, the population might say, oh, he doesn't know what French is at all. He doesn't listen to the French people, or French music, or French film. Perhaps he's a sellout. Macron, it just makes me think of macaroni. French macaroni. Talking of pasta, somebody was saying to me that there's this pasta type. I'm sure I've had it, but I couldn't remember. But it's like rice, but pasta. Oh, thank fuck for that. That's done. Right, we've got one thing left. Where is it? Right, hold on. It's time to get hefty here. Let's get jiggly. Getting jiggly with it. Okay, okay, here we go, here we go. Okay, that's good. Splendid. What? What is it? What is it? Large bridge slat. Got it. Maybe it's underneath. Got it. Oh, oh. Ooh la la. Okay, we'll go this way. We're going this way. Okay. Naughty slats. Naughty, naughty slats. This one. There we go. Right, okay. What's this? What's it? Underside of the floor. Okay. Oh, I like that the underside is separated. Right, got it? Okay, okay. What's this? What's this? Oh. Got it. I do find it hard to see though sometimes. I'll be honest. There we go. Oh. Doesn't always jump out at me. Got it. Wow. Okay. Do you see anything flashing up? Oh, I don't see. The lower trim. Got it. Over there. Right, round this way. Round this way. Bob and weave. Bob and weave. Okay. There we go. Lovely, 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 lovely. Okay. Where next? What was that? What was that? What was that? Did you see it? Did you see it? There was a tiny little flicker. Small bridge floor. Okay. Got it. Right. How do I know what's left? I can't see anything. Stegosaurus is good. Floor is good. The floors are all good. I'm happy with that. Excellent bench work. Absolutely. I'm impressed myself, to be honest. That's done. Could it be an upstairs situation? Let's have a look. There we go. I can't see anything flashing. Okay. Okay, we're on the inside now. We're on the inside. We're on the inside. Because these were a pain, weren't they? These ones. That's done. What do you reckon? What do you think I'm missing? Oh my god. Oh, it doesn't help that I'm incredibly hot in this room. Right, I'm scanning where the 99% is to see if... Got it. Got it. Tower support strut. Well, where? Tower tabletop shelter. This looks like a table. I mean, this. See, this is the bit that I don't like. It's when it's just there's really tiny little bits, and it, like if anybody actually looked at this, if we were actually doing a job, you'd be like, it's all right. Trying to like blitz through it, see if there's any standout bits. It's a tower support strut. Oh, it's going to be one of these red bastards, isn't it? It's one of these red ones. One of these ones. So many of them. What's this? What's this? Wait a minute. That one. What? Got it. Right. One more strut. One more strut. It's one of these little red things that goes over the top. Okay. I think we need to leap into action. Okay. Good. 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 Okay. Maybe it's not a ground floor one. Maybe we're going to have to climb. We're going to climb. We're climbing. Okay. Good. Good. Right. Hut one down. This one. It's this one, but it's not on this side. Good God. I mean, really. Okay. All right. We're through. We're through. We earned 803 smackers plus 0.25. Oh, I didn't see a garden gnome anywhere. Anyway. Can we leave? Can we leave? Can we get at the gate? No. Another fine job. Wow, that took some time, didn't it? Wow. Simply wow. Good to you. We did a great job. So that's that for this video. Next time we'll be doing these two. Clean the golf cart. That looks like a 5-minute job. Do you know what I mean? And then clean the detached house. Also, next time we will be going into the shop, having a look at some kit. I really want to know how to put on clothing. Like, what's the point of having clothing if I can't put it on? Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Yep, that's a hiccup. Right. So we will be in the shop. We are aiming to get to level 40. We're 25 at the moment, but we want to get the Prime Vista 3000. Obviously, just because it's like, you know, blast-wise all across the shop. The professional, the Prime Vista Pro, of course, $5,000 a unit. But that's level 90. I imagine by then we'll be earning bigger bucks, so it won't be so far off. Other things we're gonna be looking at is probably nozzles. I'm interested at an extender, not because I'm insecure about myself, but because I do feel that having the extender would be on. So we're gonna have a little look at that next time, right? So there we go. We've been working, we've been pushing through, we've done a few bits and bobs. We've got a job done. We've got a couple of jobs. Remember, we did the dirt bike as well. And next video, we're going to come back. We're going to do those 2 jobs. We're going to upgrade our equipment as well. Ideally, by then, I will know what to do for costumes. But yeah, very happy with this game. Very happy with this game. It's stunningly interesting. I think it's absolutely amazing. I mean, the game is gripping in a way that makes no sense to anybody outside of my brain. but I love it. And the idea of doing this as co-op. Now, if I had a friend, I would do this as co-op, and then that would be wild. Could you imagine? Could you imagine doing this as a co-op situation? But yeah, there you go. So, PowerWash Simulator, very good, very good. I might get into the simulator genre. I don't know. I got really into the what do you call it? The roguelite genre. Still really into it. Still will be playing those games. All these games. The only games I played before were things like World of Warcraft or like MMOs. You know, like those sorts of things, right? Those sort of bit massive multiplayer things, and then some shooter stuff, right? And then a couple of strategy games on Warhammer occasionally. But now I've got like really into, you know, then I got into those roguelites, and they were really great, and that's really kind of like really like oomphed my interest in gaming, which is a good thing for my mental health. I found that being excited to come home and play a game, or like to come back home and play, you know, something like True Fear, like a point and click it horror adventure, just be like, oh my god, I can't wait to get back, that's gonna be great today. You know, like I've had a challenging day, so this would be a really like this is a great way to unwind. I mean, today I was literally looking forward to this. I was writing my novel, and then I'd finished my novel number 3 of the series, and then I was working on number 4 today, and I was just feeling really good, and I did some drawing, made some art, and I was really excited to come back and then do a video on this PowerWash Simulator. Brilliant stuff, absolutely can't wait for PowerWash Simulator 2 as well. Who knows when that'll come out, but I believe it's this year. Anyway, so until the next video, I'm Cheekster. You are fundamentally beautiful and rather attractive, and stop messaging me. It's getting awkward. I'm on my phone at the date. I'm pretty sure that's a clear signal. I'm not interested. But alas. Until the next video, my sumptuous sumptual. Bye-bye.